There is a hunger that lives inside almost everyone, not for money, not for power, not even for love, but for something far more subtle: to be understood, to have someone finally say, I see you, I know who you are. So we explain, we justify, we defend our intentions. We spend years trying to convince other people that we are not who they think we are. But Carl Jung understood a difficult truth. Much of what people see in you has very little to do with you. It has to do with them, their experiences, their fears, their expectations, their unconscious projections. You can speak with perfect clarity and still be misunderstood. Not because you failed, because every person interprets reality through the lens of their own psyche. The day you stop making it your mission to be understood is the day you reclaim an extraordinary amount of freedom. Because maybe your purpose was never to make everyone understand you. Maybe it was to understand yourself so deeply that misunderstanding no longer shakes your identity. If you resonated with this video thus far, I would like for you to like it and share it with someone who needs to listen to this with you. Carl Jung observed something few people ever realize. You do not live in one world, you live in millions. Because every person carries a different inner reality, a different past, different wounds, different fears, different desires. So when they look at you, they are never seeing only you. They are also seeing themselves. People don't see you, they see their projection. Imagine looking into a mirror. The mirror does not show you the world. It reflects the one standing before it. The human mind works much the same way. A suspicious person finds betrayal everywhere. An insecure person hears rejection in ordinary words. Someone who carries shame often sees judgment when none was intended. Jung called this projection, the unconscious act of placing our inner world onto reality, which means you cannot completely control how anyone sees you. No amount of explaining can erase a projection someone isn't ready to examine. The ego wants to be known. Why does being misunderstood hurt so much? Because the ego desperately wants recognition. It wants its story confirmed, its intentions validated, its identity accepted. So when someone misjudges you, the ego rushes forward. No, that's not who I am. And perhaps you're right, but notice what happens. Hours are spent explaining. Days are spent replaying conversations. Weeks are spent trying to repair an image that exists only inside someone else's mind. The more you chase understanding, the more your peace depends on another person's perception. The self requires no audience. Jung made a distinction between the ego and the self. The ego asks, what do they think of me? The self asks, am I living in alignment with who I truly am? One seeks approval, the other seeks truth. One depends on witnesses, the other needs none. The deeper you know yourself, the less urgent it becomes to convince the world of who you are. Because certainty within yourself begins replacing the desperate need for certainty from others. Think about the last time you felt misunderstood. Were you trying to reveal the truth? Or were you trying to rescue an image of yourself inside someone else's mind? Those are not the same thing, and discovering the difference may be the beginning of real freedom. There is a hard truth that most people spend years trying to escape. No one will ever know the complete you. Not because they don't care, but because they can't. Every person can only know the version of you their own mind is capable of seeing. I'll repeat that. Every person can only know the version of you that their own mind is capable of seeing. The person you think they see does not exist. Ask 10 people to describe you. You receive 10 different answers. To one, you're confident. To another, you're intimidating. To someone else, you're quiet or distant or kind. Which one is true? Perhaps all of them, or none of them, because every opinion is a meeting between who you are and the observer's inner world. The image they carry of you belongs partly to them, not entirely to you. What you resist becomes your master. The more desperately you try to control how others see you, the more your emotional life depends on something you can never control. One compliment and you rise. One criticism and you collapse. Jung believed that freedom begins when consciousness expands, when you realize, I cannot govern another person's mind, only my own. That realization is not defeat, it is liberation. Many people become exhausted, not because they are living, but because they are performing, trying to appear strong, trying to appear perfect, trying to appear successful, trying to appear unbothered. Little by little, the mask becomes heavier than the face beneath it. Jung warned that whatever you refuse to acknowledge within yourself will eventually demand to be seen. The more you chase an ideal image, the further you drift from your real self, and nothing is more exhausting than spending your life protecting a character you were never meant to play. Something changes when you know who you are. You stop correcting every misunderstanding. You stop interrupting every false narrative. You stop fearing every opinion, not because they don't matter, but because they no longer define you. Self-knowledge requires a quiet confidence, the kind that does not need applause or recognition, the kind that does not need agreement, the kind that can sit comfortably inside silence. Imagine never again feeling responsible for managing another person's opinion of you. How much energy, how much peace, how much of your life would suddenly become yours again? Maybe the freedom you've been seeking begins the moment you stop asking to be fully understood and start fully understanding yourself. There has to come a moment where something inside you changes. You stop arguing with every opinion. You stop correcting every misunderstanding. You stop feeling responsible for every story someone tells about you. Not because you've become indifferent, but because you become free. The world meets your persona, not your soul. Jung wrote about the persona, the social mask, the face you present to the world. Everyone you meet knows some version of your persona. The colleague, the friend, the artist, the parent. But beneath the mask is an inner life few people will ever truly know. Your fears, your dreams, your contradictions, your silent battles. Expecting the entire world to understand that hidden self is expecting the impossible. Some parts of your soul exist only to be known by you. I'll repeat that. Some parts of your soul exist only to be known by you. Your life is the explanation. There comes a point where words become unnecessary. Instead of saying I'm honest, you live honestly. Instead of saying I'm kind, you become consistently kind. Instead of defending your character, you build one that needs very little defense. People will still misunderstand you, but over time, truth develops a quiet authority that explanation never can. Your life becomes your answer. Individuation requires loneliness. Jung believed that the highest task of human life was individuation. Becoming who you truly are. Becoming who you truly are. But that path has a cost. There will be moments when others cannot follow you. And you don't even need them to. There will be moments when your choices make little sense to the crowd. Moments when you are misunderstood. If your identity depends on universal approval, you will abandon your authentic self long before you discover it. Sometimes, the price of becoming yourself is accepting that not everyone will understand who you've become, and you don't even need them to. Maybe the deepest peace does not come from finally being understood. It comes from no longer needing to be. You stop chasing explanations. You stop repairing every opinion. You stop living inside other people's interpretations, and instead, you return to the only place where certainty has ever existed: your own conscience, your own awareness, your own truth. And in that place, misunderstanding loses its power because you realize your purpose was never to be perfectly understood. It was to live so honestly and true to yourself that even if the world misreads you, you never misread yourself. The greatest freedom is not found when everyone finally understands who you are. It is found the day you understand yourself so completely that you no longer need their permission to be. If you resonated with this video this far, I would like for you to like it. Share it with a person you think it would resonate with too, and drop a comment. This will help the Human Mirror reach more people who will find resonation with it. It has been my pleasure, as always, como siempre, to sit with you. This has been the Human Mirror. Look closely, you are never invisible. I'll see you in the next reflection.